Welcome to the Dino Cinema. Today we're going to be watching Witch Hat Atelier, episode 7. I really need this show emotionally right now. And it's nothing bad. It's just that I watched a few episodes of Mad Men right before starting this recording. And man, for those that have seen the show, I'm like getting towards the end of season 4. Season 4 is crazy. It is so stressful. So I really need a show like Witch Hat Atelier right now. Hopefully this episode isn't stressful. We'll have to see what happens. If it's anything other than like chill, I don't know if I can emotionally handle this episode today. I know AGOTT is determined to. I think she's gonna have to end up saving a kid from a carriage that's stuck in the river or something. Like I think a bridge got damaged in the storm. We met Orugio last episode. We found out that he's the creator of the glowing path magic that made Coco fall in love with magic in the first place. We saw some very delicious looking food. Last episode was very solid, so I don't think I have anything else to say on last episode. I think I broke that one down pretty thoroughly last time, so let's just go ahead and get into this one. God, this horse and oh my god, this animation is crazy. Oh my god, the show I'm 7 episodes into is crazy animation, go figure. The show that has already proven it looks amazing. Second test to be allowed to cast in front of them. Oh yeah, 'cause she mentioned that last episode. She just slapped Kifri's hand. Wow. She is so desperate for this. There are things you can learn from experience. Okay, well, there is so much to think about. Okay. So Orugio telling Kifri that there are things you can learn from reality. Ironic, he's telling Kifri that, because Kifri taught that to Coco last episode, with incorporating, magic into your daily life and everything. Kind of a similar concept there. Hang on, what did he say about AGOTT here? AGOTT in particular. Frustration instead of the joy of accomplishments, frustration, things she can't do. I'm scared. This episode is not curing my anxiety right now. Dude, this is like Vinland Saga levels of like just detail in the animation and everything. Like the environment and the horses. I don't know, like the opening scene in particular, like reminded me so much of the Vinland Saga style. Like in the anime. I don't know if I'm in the right headspace for this episode. I'm kind of exaggerating, but like I feel like you want to be calm coming into this episode, not stressed out after watching Mad Men, because I don't know if this episode's gonna help. God, the quality of this stream's at is like damn near lossless. And as I've said in previous episodes, I'm not watching this through traditional methods, but it looks amazing. We haven't seen many like just regular people in this show so far, past like episode 1. I think simple tasks aren't worth doing. Think carefully about what magic is for. I think the episode was called Who is Magic For? Those fucking eyes, holy shit. That was disturbing. He has a sword? Oh my god. I love the way they color water in this show. It's always different looking, depending on what's going on.
さすがにきついな。だから水って嫌いなんだ。
This is why I hate water.
持ちこたえろ。なるべく急ぐ。よし、いいぞ。
わかった。
So I thought AGOTT was gonna be the one to save them, but after seeing this, she's not on that level yet. She does not have a sword.
やったな。全員無事だ。
お疲れ様。
クソス。
ダグだ。ごめん。俺、ダグダの罪に守ろうとしたんだけど。
いいんだ。お前が無事なら本当にありがとうございました。
いえ、間に合ってよかった。弟子たちが薬を持ってますので、その手当てはあちらで。お。
激ヤバ。インフレ先生、これ何ですか？
これは水裂の魔法剣
That's fucking raw.
刃の表面に刻まれた模様はすべて魔法陣でね。小さな陣でもこれだけ集めたら海だって切り開くことができるんだ。
キーフリー先生、それちょっと持たせて。
武器にかけられた魔法は扱いに注意がいるんだよ。危ないから。まだ君たちには触らせられないな。
キーフリー、俺は念のため上流の様子を見てくる。
じゃあ僕は下流の被害を確かめてこよう。テティア、一緒においで。二人ともここは任せたよ。
すぐ戻る。
I don't know about AGOTT being alone with Coco. I feel like something bad's gonna happen.
めちゃめちゃ気まずい。早くアガットの飛び靴直して返さなきゃ。はい、できました。
ありがとね。小さな魔法使いさん。
ただ、魔法使いさん。
It's official.
クソス。何をしているんだ。戻ってき
Oh
なさい。
boy.
クソス。
大丈夫だぜ、ダグだ。ここんとこ岸がくぼんでて、俺たちの荷も引っかかってるんだ。拾ったらすぐ戻るって。
Ugh.
バカ野郎。くぼんでるってことは早く戻りなさい。クソス。クストス。
ダメです、ダグダさん。ここ。
Coco had a Deku moment, jumping right in as soon as she saw someone in danger. Or she got caught up in it.
魔法使いがいるじゃないか。
As if she wasn't pressured enough.
魔法使いは助けられるだろう。どうかあの子を助けてくれ。
これはチャンスだ。だって先生たちはいない。飛び靴がないから呼びにも行けない。ここも動けなくて、今は非常事態。私が魔法で助けたらあの人を見返すことができるかも。
Whoa.
お嬢ちゃん、今度はあんたが魔法を使うのか？
That smile was crazy.
見せてみなさい、アガット。
これがこの娘の魔法かね。
他の子と比べてしまうとな。もっと本気で書きなさい。
悪くはないけど平凡だよね。
彼女の娘とは思えない。
この年齢でもっとできてちゃんと練習してるか。あなたには期待してたのにがっかりだわ、アガット。弟子にはしない。
This episode's gonna give me a fucking heart
才
attack.
能なき者。
なんで思い出すの？こんな時に。なぜ？ねえ、何ができる？私、こっちから何ができる？カスタス君を助けるために私、何ができるかな？
今ここで役に立ちたいなら何のために魔法を使うのかよく考えろ。
状況が知りたいわ。岸がくぼんでるおかげでここだけ流れが遅いの。流される心配はないと思う。でも泥だらけで滑っちゃって溺れそうになるし、クストス君の意識はなくて、岩は大人でも動かせそうにない大きさ。それから
She can't draw.
魔法使いでない人々に魔法を書くところを見られてはいけない。どうしたらいいの？
So, I couldn't fucking speak there because I was so speechless. I think oh my god. Wait, I still can't. Jesus. Gorgeous cinematography. Morales Knights. Oh, they're coming.
こんな八方塞がりの状態で。
Okay, so I just need to pause to say, AGOTT hearing Coco's voice brought her out of her spiral for whatever that was, because I think it was she's starting to realize that she can't do this alone, and she knows that because of the situation with the dragon in the labyrinth. They did that with teamwork, and she's, I think, recalling that. And And it's hopefully going to lean more into that and feeling less like she needs to do this all on her own. The fact that she's talking to Koku at all, I think is huge.
ね、あれ持ってる？あれ？あれだよ。
Oh, the ring.
遊戯王先生の指輪。そうか。合わせ指輪。これがあれば神さえなんとかなれば。
Oh
こ
yeah.
の冬魔法で岩を浮かせて。だけど。ここには無理だ。魔法使いが普通の人の前で魔法を書くとき、その長いマントで完全に手元を隠さなきゃ。指先の記憶のみで書く離れ技が必要。
Wow. That's why they wear such voluminous cloaks. I couldn't think of a better word.
皆さん、私はキーフリーが一番です。魔法使いアガット・アークロム。この身に与えられし魔法の力、今からご覧に入れましょう。積み重ねてきた訓練、やるべき時にやるべきことを恐れないためのもの。ここには無理でも私なら。
So her seeing the bird makes sense now. Last episode when she did the light pillar thing, she saw a bird and she was like looking at it. I was wondering what that was about. It's because she wanted it to she wanted to turn the light into a bird.
冬の魔法は辛いもで練習したばかりだもん。私でもきっとできる。ダメだ。練習したばかりだからこそわかる。大きくて重い岩を動かす魔法を書くためには破片手帳じゃ小さすぎる。クスタス君。
あれ、俺まだ生きてんのか。仮の鳥なんか見えてるからてっきり死んだのかと。
あれは魔法だよ。私の友達の魔法なの。友達の魔法。それだ。ここから視線をそらすのも限界がある。早く。
なあ、あの魔法は綺麗だが、それだけなの？さっきから空を照らしてばかりで何もしてやいないじゃないか。人を乗せて飛んだりとか、谷降りて助けてくれたりはしないのか。もういい。自分で降りて助けに行く。
今見られたらダメです。そっちに行っちゃう。引っ張ってください。降りられなくて。
Did she? I guess she used the same spell that made Teddy's cloak fly in the labyrinth.
ちょっとやめてよ。それよりもあなたあの状況からどうやって。何？砂？岩を崩す魔法につい最近助け。
Oh yeah. Oh she. Okay.
そうか。壁崩しの魔法なら小さな魔法陣で人を傷つけずに岩だけを砂に変えることができる。あの時は何も手伝えなかったけど、友達の魔法が助けてくれたの。私一人じゃできなかった。光る鳥を見て思い出したんだ。助けてくれてありがとう。アガット。光ののろしは先生たちを呼び戻す分だけのためだと思わない。友達になった覚えは。本当によかった。クスタス君を助けられて。お母さんもいつかきっと必ず。
They're in trouble. Not supposed to be doing magic. Y'all ain't passed the second test.
白銀色の高速機、それに黄色のマントに羽付き帽子。
Winged caps.
負けだ。
どちらだ？魔法を使ったのはお前か、それともお前か。子供といえど容赦はしない。どちらだ？つばり棒の手先のものは。
Quite the conclusion to come to.
なんかじゃない。使ったのも禁止魔法じゃなくて人助けのための魔。
ならば蓋を見てみろ。
何？あれ？岩だけじゃなくて川底まで辺り一面が砂に川まで砕けて霧になってる。書いてない。
これはお前の魔法か。お前のような見習いが禁忌を犯さずにこのような強大な魔法を使えるわけがない。結託の日の掟は絶対忘却の報いを受けてもらう。
夜にしまい込んでしまった。
Okay. Well, that's definitely the most cliffhangeriest episode so far. So how did... If she just did the same spell that caused the... I guess it just wasn't as good as when AGOTT and Riche drew it. Why is it turning the whole area into sand? Like, what happened? Oh my god, that episode did not... That just made me more anxious. Oh my god. Okay, I just came back through the episode because I was like, wait, Why did they? I thought they were all going back to the Atelier for something. But they weren't. Sorry, Kifri, Orugio, and them. I thought they were going back to the Atelier for something. I was like, wait, didn't they set a window way to go back? But they were just going, checking the rest of the river, I guess, to check for more people and all that. Okay, after getting glimpses at AGOTT's backstory, I am getting, Noelle Silva vibes from Black Clover. It seems like she has a lot of pressure, because before, the context for for AGOTT acting the way she did was sort of out of feelings of inadequacy and jealousy for Coco. Now, I think those feelings obviously don't just come from that particular situation, but I think it also comes from her upbringing. I think there's a lot of pressure for her to be... She probably comes from a prestigious family, and Kifri's Atelier is not where she should be for someone of her status, but for some reason, maybe she's outcast of her family, or cast out of her family. Okay, AGOTT is not okay in the head. The fact that this situation's going on, and she's thinking so deeply about proving herself when people's lives are in danger, and she's like smiling at the thought of her proving herself. This is like, there's some deep-seated trauma here. Like, this is serious. This isn't just jealousy for Coco. This is like deep insecurities. Okay, last episode where she was having trouble focusing makes a lot of sense, because I think she's always had people over her shoulder judging her work, and I think that's why she gets so stressed out by distractions. And honestly, she was probably doing really good drawing spells and practicing before Coco moved in, as long as it wasn't a heavy storm, as long as there weren't any other distractions going on, like a heavy storm like we saw last episode. She probably found herself in a bit of a comfort zone before Coco moved in. It was an escape from whatever happened in the past. I would hardly believe she's her daughter. When someone has talent, you can tell by this age. Yeah, so they're very specifically focused on talent, not skill. So everything I said before about her coming from a very specifically a family, and obviously the talking about being someone's daughter. Yeah, that's why she reminds me so much of Noelle, because Noelle ended up becoming part of the Black Bulls in Black Clover, which were like the literal black sheep of the Magic Knight squads. I forget exactly what they're called. Whereas due to her blood right, she should have been part of one of the more prestigious squads. But due to other reasons I won't spoil, but also because she's just not very... at the beginning of the story, she's not very good at magic, and other familial issues. She was cast out of her own family, and I'm seeing some pretty similar stuff here with AGOTT. I don't know if Witch Hat or Black Clover came first. I'm gonna look this up. Okay, so Black Clover came about a year before. I'm not saying that the Witch Hat author stole from Black Clover. It wouldn't be stealing anyway. At least so far, it would probably just be like inspiration. I'm not even saying that they were inspired. I don't know if the Witch Hat author has read Black Clover. But even if it was inspired by that, there's nothing wrong with that. I think I mentioned in the last episode, I either mentioned this in one of my Witch Hat videos or in one of my streams, but I don't have a problem with tropes and archetypes and just, I guess, character arcs and stuff being reused for other stories. Because you see that in literally everything. I mean, I made a whole... One of my Witch Hat reactions was like full of me talking about like Star Wars parallels. Star Wars itself pulls from a lot of other things, but it's just how humans communicate. You know, we get ideas from other humans and their stories, and we get inspired by it. Sometimes people just straight up plagiarize, but for most stuff, it's healthy, and you know, I've never heard of the Witch Hat author plagiarizing, so I'll take it that it's healthy here too. And again, that's just my interpretation of it. I could be wrong. Like once I learn more about AGOTT's situation, maybe I'll realize maybe she's not as much. Her situation isn't as much like Noelle as I thought. But there are. I can't believe I never. I think I subconsciously. I think I remember picking up Noelle vibes from AGOTT before, but this is the first time where I'm like really thinking about it. Like, oh wait, she's a lot like Noelle. And I guess you see that with some of her behavior, but now knowing a little bit about, getting clued into some of the things that influences her behavior, yeah, the Noelle parallels are definitely becoming way more apparent. I guess the title and the thumbnail are going to end up being something like, AGOTT is like Noelle Silva? Red circle? Shock emoji? So I guess that's her mother talking. Wait. Her clothes are red here. Okay, hang on. The fact that we get all of this development for AGOTT, this backstory, her mother is someone who is seemingly well respected, high in the food chain. I can't think of a better word right now, but up there, you know, in the witch society. And then the fact that we get the Knights Morales in this episode, and AGOTT, I'm gonna go look at their outfits in a second. They might have these similar like tassel things too. Those aren't tassels, but I don't know what else to call them. This might be straight up confirming that AGOTT was meant to be in the Knights Morales, but she wasn't good enough, so she was relegated to Keyfree's Atelier. And I think because we Keyfree's conversation with Elira before, she was talking about how he like from what I remember, I don't think most witches live in their own ateliers. I think most of them live in that like BioShock underwater place. But I think Keyfree has a lot of disdain for the way things are run, and he doesn't want to be among those people all the time. Why he still wants to be a witch at all probably has something to do with the brimmed caps. Probably has. I think there's a personal stake in it for him with that. I've talked about that before. But yeah, I noticed the red earlier, but this is the first time where I'm like, wait a minute, Knights Morales connection. Miles Morales. Our family has no need for someone with no talent. Yeah, she's outcast. Yeah, she's Noelle. She's black-haired Noelle. Which again, not a bad thing. It all comes down to execution. If the story is literally beat for beat and it doesn't feel fresh at all, I might have problems with that. Like if it's like I'm not going to spoil Black Clover, but if it's like the exact same situation and it doesn't feel like it fits this story at all, then I would have issues with that. That's probably not going to be the case. I'm sure this is done in a way that services this story and its themes and this character well. But I do notice the parallels. Again, not a problem. It could be a problem, but it probably won't be. And I think that's the kind of character archetype you see quite a bit in shonen. Like these characters that are outcast from the higher society that are running things, that the underdog characters are trying to reshape from within. I can't think of any more examples outside of Black Clover, but I feel like that's something I've seen in shonen before. Leave a comment below if you have any other examples of that. Speaking of other shonen, by the way, literally the day after this video goes out, I'm going to start reading One Piece live on stream at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So if you want to see my first reaction to the One Piece manga, I'll be doing that. I'll be doing another one the next day on Wednesday, and then I'll be doing another one on Friday. And I'm going to try to do like 2 to 3 every week for the foreseeable future. I've never done manga live reading before. It's not really something that people do a lot. I looked it up, and it's really not that common for people to read manga live on stream, which is interesting because I feel like that just sounds amazing. Like I'd watch that. Like off the top of my head, the only person who I've ever personally watched do that is Roger's Base. So yeah, so much like Noelle, I think a lot of AGOTT's insecurities and disdain towards Coco, similar to how Noelle felt towards Asta, is AGOTT's like, I shouldn't even be here with people like this, these lower class, peasants, so to speak. I think that might also be AGOTT's feelings toward Coco. It's not nearly as strong. Like she's hard on Coco, but not nearly as hard as Noelle was with Asta. Both Noelle and AGOTT suppress their feelings. Noelle copes by lashing out at people and being, acting superior towards people. AGOTT does that a little bit, and honestly, Agat's mental health might be worse than Noelle's because Agot doesn't express herself as much. It's like, yeah, you know, obviously Noelle being an asshole to people isn't good, but bottling up her feelings, I think, is even worse. And again, Noelle does do plenty of bottling up her feelings, but she at least has some kind of outlet. It's not the healthiest thing, but I think it's healthier than doing nothing at all with those feelings. And again, it's not that Agot doesn't do anything at all. It's just that it's just so much less. She does it way less than Noelle does. Like we saw that when she crashed out at Coco in the dragon episode, the one where they fought it. No, actually, it was the one before that. Because before that, Agot was mostly being very stoic towards Coco, kind of like maybe passive-aggressive here and there. But that was like a straight-up, like, bottled-up thing. Whereas Noelle was much more, her resentment towards people was more, I don't know what you call it. It was more consistently present in her day-to-day interactions, and she wasn't holding those feelings back like Agot does. I'm worried for Agot. She's very messed up. Like, literally, I go from watching Mad Men with all these characters, like, that show is like watching a train wreck. I can't take my eyes off it. Those characters are they're terrible people. They're terrible people. Amazing characters, terrible people. And then now I'm coming into Witch Hat Atelier. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be my cute little magic show. It's like, yeah, no, Agot's she's not doing okay mentally. Oh my god, this shot is insane. And again, like I said last episode, even just pausing it is fine, but the motion in this scene too just adds so much to the feeling that this evokes. The way that whale thing is moving, the colors. So, yeah, one thing I was wondering about toward the beginning of this episode when they started showing up to help everyone was I was like, okay, the witches are here. The only other time we'd seen a witch cast a spell in front of a civilian, I guess they call them outsiders, normal people that don't use magic, was Keyfree fixing that wheel, but he had to take it inside because I guess the spell he was casting was so big he couldn't do that under his cloak. So yeah, but I was wondering about that at the beginning of this episode. I was like, how are they gonna, like, how does this work? Like, how do they cast spells without people seeing? And you know, as we saw with the Rain Cleaver, I think it was called, that thing already has the sigils and stuff drawn on it, so it's just, all he has to do is pull it out of the sheath and it's just a magic item. Same with the shoes, you just gotta, you know, put your shoes together, the ring. A lot of that stuff they already have, like, prepared. They don't need to draw it. But in situations like this where she doesn't have this light spell on hand, she needs to draw that here and now, and it's like, okay, well, how do you do that? It's the long cloaks. Those aren't just because they look cool. There's a functional reason behind those cloaks. Because practically, you probably do want to be a little more open with your clothes. You probably want to be less constricted, but you know, that's what they need to do so they can hide the magic from the common people. Okay, so other than the red color, the cloak designs aren't exactly the same, but I do think the red was definitely, that's what was meant to be cluing us into the connection with Agot's family and the Knights Morales. Their designs are sick, by the way. The winged caps, that's a really cool way to make them stand out from regular witches. Yeah, there's already so much set up in this show. There's all the mystery behind the brimmed caps. Now we're wondering, where's Agot's mother? Where's the rest of her family? I'm assuming they have something to do with the Knights Morales, or previously have. I don't think Agot's mother is here. Agot doesn't seem to know any of these people personally. I don't think she has a connection between any of these people. Dude in the middle here has black hair, but I don't think he's related to Agot, because Arugi has black hair too. Now, if this were a woman with black hair, I'd be like, is that her mom? But again, her reaction wouldn't be the Knights Morales. She'd be like, mother, you know? Ooh, okay, I found a source for the dub. I haven't done this in past episodes before, but partially because I haven't really had as much to say here. I guess because this episode has had me focused on fewer points. I've dived pretty deep into each point, but I guess I just haven't had as much of a variety of things to talk about in this episode compared to the past ones. Whether that's due to my own... I am pretty tired today too, I'll be honest. Whether that's due to me not being thinking creatively enough, or just that's just the kind of episode this is. It's more focused on particular things, or it's maybe just what I'm picking up on. The recording has been much shorter this time than usual, so I don't know if I'm gonna do this every time from here on, but I think it'll be nice to now react to the dub. And of course, if you're watching on Patreon, you'll see my full uncut reaction to the dub. If you're on YouTube, it'll be cut up. But honestly, let's check out the dub. I usually watch the dub with a friend, but I'm gonna check this out.
Man, so don't drop that bundle.
I'm sorry, what did he say? That did not sound English. I thought for a second I had the wrong tracks on. I don't think I've heard Orugio's English voice yet, because I haven't seen the dub for episode 6 yet, so that threw me off. I thought that was like French or something.
Man, so don't drop that bundle.
Mind you don't drop that bundle. Okay, I hear it now. I love the accents in this show, in English.
And since you've not taken your second test yet, you aren't allowed to cast in
God, I love Kiefer's sad boy eyes. So I think AGOTT feels like she needs to catch up to her family, who are probably in the Knights. That's why she's in such a hurry.
I'll go on ahead. Once I get on site, I'll set up an exit for the window way.
Oh, I love his voice. Once I get on site, I'll set an exit for the window way. Oh, dude, I love accents like that. My wife's gonna end up having an English accent. I don't know if these are like American actors putting on these accents, or I don't think they sound authentic. I think this is like these people's actual natural accents. But I'm getting the best of both worlds with this show and the dub. I can't wait to check out the dub for episode 6 now, because I already love British actors. British actors are just so... The way they're trained in acting is just so captivating to watch, especially in live action. Like, they're just masters of their craft. And so getting that in an anime is just like, I'm in heaven right now, especially with Kiefer's voice.
Little joy from her achievements.
I love how they always draw AGOTT with the stained fingertips. That's why I'm really glad that my friend watches this show in dub, because it gives me an opportunity to not only watch the show of somebody else, but to see it in a different way, because I always watch it in sub first. But I guess now I'll be watching episode 7 in dub twice, which I won't complain about.
I work harder than anyone.
God. The way she says, I work harder than anyone. We see Coco on screen as she says that.
Silence all doubt that I am a worthy witch.
God. Something else I've thought about doing, I'll see how I feel after this episode. Something else I've thought about doing is reading the manga chapters, like for my reaction, reading the manga chapters that the episodes are based on to compare. You really can't go wrong with sub or dub with this show.
The pattern inscribed into the blade is made up of casting seals. Though they're quite small, they're numerous enough that this blade could carve a path through the ocean.
Damn. I don't remember if you said that in the sub, carving a path through the ocean.
Then I'll check the damage downriver. Tetia, care to join?
You should just say ooh. I think Tetia is a VTuber on the side. She has to be. That or she voices in like gacha games. I mean that in universe, by the way, not the voice actor. Coco really was like a side character in this episode. This is main, like AGOTT was like the main character in this episode. I don't normally get like y'all saw earlier when I first saw this scene. I was like, I guess maybe it's because my emotions were already running high after watching Mad Men, but man, this moment just like really, because I knew it was gonna force AGOTT to do something. Like I knew it was leading to just more mental turmoil with AGOTT, which is what happened. This part scared me.
Coco?
There's a witch right here. It's not over, right? You can use magic to help him, can't you? Please, I'm begging you. Save my son!
This voice actor went hard. This part fucked me up the first time I saw it.
Let's go then.
He's kinda got that Zacharias type voice from Hades. I thought she was being vague when I first saw this. I thought she was being vague because she didn't want the people to know. But it was just straight up because she was like, I don't remember what they're called. I'm sorry, Coco's voice just reminds me of Pomni. It took Noelle way longer to feel a sense of camaraderie with people, but she was also more open with her negativity towards people. So AGOTT, I feel like I think that's the difference between Noelle and AGOTT. Is AGOTT doesn't so much have any disdain towards anyone like Noelle did. AGOTT is more self-deprecating, I guess. And as I said before, she's more keeping her feelings under wraps. Oh, okay. Well, she did just say they're not friends. She's not as aggressive as Noelle though. So the spell spread somehow. Oh wait, okay. Okay. Coco said her spell couldn't have done this. Okay. Damn, it's a good thing I rewatched this. Yeah, that wasn't Coco's fault. I bet you. Yeah, forbidden magic brim caps. That brim cap that's been stalking Coco did something here. That's crazy. That's insane. But how did they do it without being seen? I guess they could have done it from anywhere, but man. So do they? So what's the plan here though? Do they want Coco? Does the brim cap want Coco to die? Because that's what this guy's about to do. He talked about her punishment being oblivion. Let's see what he says in English.
I hereby relieve you of your memories.
Ah. And I'm pretty sure, I think the subs that I saw were official. Sub and dub give two very different interpretations here. In the dub, he's talking about wiping her memories, like Kiefer was going to do in episode 1. In the sub, he literally said her punishment was, he said he was going to kill her. But either way, I still feel like that brim cap, I don't think these are ideal situations for that brim cap either way. But again, I don't know entirely what their motivations are, but I know they want Coco to be around, you know, so interesting. I'm not sure what to think about that. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of bizarre. There were some other moments in the dub where I was like, I don't remember the sub saying that. Interesting. I don't know if that's... I'm not certain that the subs that I was reading were official, or if they were like a fan thing. I honestly don't... They looked high quality. I imagine they were like the Crunchyroll subs, but I don't know, maybe they weren't. But maybe, yeah, maybe both official channels just have their own interpretations of what was said. To be honest, though, the dub makes way more sense. Because that's sort of what the witches do when people, you know, mess with magic who aren't supposed to. They just wipe their memories. They don't kill them. So also, man, this guy's really rushing into wiping Coco's memories. Don't you want to question her or something? Like, they're more worried about wiping Coco's memories than saving those people. Like, yo, priorities? I'll be really curious to see what happens next episode, because it's like, is there other knights that are down there helping people? It didn't look like there were. Are we gonna see the evil brimmed cap guy, you like snickering in the shadows, like, yes, this was my doing, you know? I imagine what's gonna happen is Kiefer and Orugio are gonna come in and save them, and then they're gonna be held responsible, and I got a feeling maybe someone higher up is gonna vouch for them or something. I don't know. That's just with all the stories, all the anime I've watched over the years, seeing patterns in this show. It's not a bad thing at all, but I feel like that's probably what's gonna end up happening. And this episode went about how I expected it would. I'm not surprised about AGOTT's backstory reveal now that I've seen it, but I wasn't thinking about that popping up. But I was right about AGOTT overextending herself to prove herself. However, it's interesting, because AGOTT's drive to prove herself didn't lead to the situation getting worse like I thought it would. The situation only got worse because of completely things outside of her control, nothing that she actually did. She was behaving and doing what Orugio and Kiefer told her to do before they left. So, but if anything, her stepping in and doing what she did, yeah, I mean, Coco was mostly the one to figure the situation out, but she needed her stuff to be dried. So again, team effort type thing. You know, yeah, I was just saying, like, yeah, the episode went about how I expected, but not really. Like, there was some similar... AGOTT's mental turmoil about, made sense for me. I just got way more context for it than I thought it would. Made sense with what I was theorizing was going to happen in this episode. But yeah, she didn't make the situation worse at all, which is what I predicted would happen. So, see how next episode goes with how that plays out. I might be wrong about it. I probably am going to be wrong. Yeah, so I've seen in other people's videos them saying how the anime adds quite a bit that the manga didn't have, and I'm seeing that here. That shot where there was that big water pillar that Keyfree made, that wasn't in the manga at all. So I'm wondering then, how did the Knights Morales get clued into... Oh my god, this panel is insane right here. How did the Knights Morales get clued into them being here? And that's another interesting thing that the anime can do that the manga wasn't able to. Assuming the red in younger AGOTT's clothes is a hint at her upbringing in regards to the Knights Morales, you can't really show that in the anime. Or in the manga, so again, interesting to see the difference there. So they do still mention the large column of water in the manga, but it wasn't present in the manga, which is interesting. All right, I don't think I have anything left to say this week. We'll see you next week for episode 8. I have a feeling the next one probably isn't gonna be any. It's probably gonna be similar levels of stress, if not worse than this one. This one was crazy. This one threw me for a loop, but it was a banger. So. Till next time, remember that art is magic. And take care.